Hey everybody, welcome to the latest episode of the Daily Diatribe, where we're fighting it out till there's no one left. Okay, we're not actually fighting it out. There's going to be a lot of people fighting it out over the new specs for the Project Scorpio. What's better? Is it the PlayStation? Is it the Xbox? Is it the Nintendo Switch? Who can say? They all have their upsides, their downsides, their lefts, their rights, their ups, their downs. I'm just naming directions at this point. So let's find some direction. So the Project Scorpio specs were announced, and as much as you can discern from those, it's a lot of people are either like, this is awesome, or whatever, man, doesn't have games. But let's go over the specs a little bit here. So for the computing and processing power, you have 8 custom x86 cores, which to a normal person wouldn't mean much, but it just means it's a lot more power. It has 6 teraflops, which basically a teraflop lets the developer know how much raw computing power they can actually have to work with. So that's a good thing. It has 12 gigabytes of GDDR5 RAM. GDDR5 is pretty fast. It's what's currently in the PlayStation Pro. And now the Xbox is going to have the Xbox Scorpio, whatever they're going to call it, is going to have 4 more gigabytes of that, which is pretty substantial when you come to look at it. It's going to have a memory bandwidth of 326 gigabytes per second. It has vapor chamber cooling. All about that vape life on the Xbox Microsoft campus. You know who you are. And it's got a 1 terabyte hard drive, which is pretty standard nowadays for game systems. So if we look at it in simpler terms, the computer's around 30% faster, with the graphics processor being 4.6 times more powerful than the OG Xbox One. So with that stuff, it means 4K resolutions, stuff like that can be easily achieved. The good part about the power is that with the increase, it can run the games that you're already playing better. So any Xbox One regular games, any Xbox 360 backwards compatible games, the Scorpio will be able to run a lot better, a lot faster, better frame rates, better load times, that sort of thing. So if you're playing a game right now that seems a little bit choppy or chunky, not in a peanut butter sort of way, then that's what's going to happen there. So from a pure power standpoint, the Scorpio seems awesome. It seems like it's the next step forward for game console. It's more tailored to be pretty closely similar to what you would get if you were to purchase a 4K capable PC. So that's a cool thing. But we don't know the price yet. So I think if they price it at anything above $499.99, they're bonkers. So that means they're probably, if I were to guess, probably going to take a loss on the Scorpio for a little bit, which isn't uncommon for a game company or a game system manufacturer such as Microsoft or Sony to take a loss on their hardware. Really, the only company that makes sure that they do make money on their hardware is Nintendo, and that's what's kept Nintendo around for a while. So they're smart in that aspect. But really, these manufacturers want to make money off the games and the accessories that they sell at a higher markup, or they get rights fees from the developers. But here's the thing. It can be a lot more powerful. And if you look at the chart, which I got this chart off IGN.com, and I'm just going to put it here so that you can see it. I mean, stat-wise, spec-wise, it's going to be a lot more powerful than the original Xbox One. It's going to be more powerful than the Xbox One S. It's going to be even more powerful than the PS4 Pro. So it's definitely, from a power standpoint, going to be the system for pure raw power. But it's not going to mean anything if there's not going to be any games to take advantage of that. And that's one of the things that people are criticizing it for. I had to think of a word. Criticizing is the best word. Without going into the, oh, PlayStation's better, oh, Xbox is better. I have all the systems, so whatever. I think they all have their pluses and minuses. But this isn't a console war daily diatribe, that's for sure. So what I think is that, at least this is me thinking ahead, is we have E3 in a couple months. I would really hope that Microsoft was putting the specs out now, got a site like Digital Foundry, which is who I got to see the Xbox Scorpio, whatever they're going to call it, in action. Got to see it with a game like Forza, however. I mean, I guess it's technically pronounced Forza. A game like Forza, which is going to show off all the new bells and whistles, so to speak, that a 4K console can provide. But not a lot of people were thrilled with not seeing any games. But really, this was just, I think, to see what the tech is going to look like. So I'm hoping, and for Microsoft's sake, they better be hoping that they have some games to show off that'll take advantage of the Scorpio's technology come E3 in a couple months. So I think that's kind of where we stand. I'm excited for the potential of the system, but at a steep price point, which it kind of has to be because of the tech that's in it, it's going to be hard whether people are actually going to adopt it. Like I said, I'm more excited for the possibilities of what the hardware could do, more so than the actual hardware, at least as of now. I'm kind of in that wait and see period to kind of find out like where everything's going to go, how everything's going to line up. But I'd like to hear what you guys have to think. Did you guys make the leap when the PS4 Pro came out? Are you someone that's like all in on 4K technology? Because I don't have a 4K TV yet, so that doesn't really do much for me. But just let me know. Let's start a conversation. Let's talk about it. Let's see what you're excited about for the Scorpio. What you're excited, if you're excited about it. If not, why you think it's a mistake on Microsoft's part. Hey, let's have some dialogue. Anyway, guys, that's today's daily diatribe, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow.